Texas. Live, it's Timberwolf Night in America. This is the Vype Live Network, and tonight another hour and a half of nonstop honking of the Cedar Park football horn. I'm the V of the T, Brad Cohn, in my 28th year working for Cedar Park football, my 18th year on the broadcast, my 14th year doing that together with these particular guys. This is our fourth show of the season, the 158th show overall in 12-plus seasons spread out over 14 years now, and 8 venues. This year we're at Taco Palenque, just west of the intersection of Cypress Creek Road and La Queline. We'll be on the air here until about 8 o'clock, so come on down and join us to get some great Mexican food. We might actually go a little long tonight because of the special occasion. With me tonight, my longtime broadcasting crewmates. First, the man who does play-by-play for each game now, our doctor of footballogy. There ain't no bolder holder than the Willard of Oz, class of 11, lifetime Timberwolf, and a good friend of Sidney Sweeney, Josh Willard.
Thanks, Brad. Happy to be here. A big night here for Timberwolf football.
Oh, is Sidney going to be here?
No.
Oh.
She's got other plans.
Okay.
I think is what I read on her Twitter. But no, excited to have these boys back in the house. I mean, just looking over the roster and reminiscing on the names, honestly, I think that's just guys being dudes, just naming dudes and numbers. Like, it's fun. So happy to have the boys in the house tonight and appreciate y'all making the trip out.
Me too. And also along for this joyride from The Ohio University, the man who put the cocoa in Coconhour and the chief engineer of this enterprise, Cecil Drinks a Coconhour.
Thanks, Brad. Yeah, man, exciting night tonight. Great to have you guys. Thanks for joining us. Man, last time we saw y'all were way younger.
So were we.
Yeah, so were we. But, man, it's great to have y'all tonight.
I don't think my beard was gray back then. Les Clary, our quality assurance agent tonight, closely and diligently monitoring the broadcast from that super-secret, high-tech, low-maintenance, ultra-modern, technically advanced, stealthily cloaked pinnacle of online broadcast technology and bulwark of artificial intelligence that is the Vype Studios, making sure we don't sound like a wood chipper chewing on forks. Our guests tonight are a very special set of guys to us long-term Timberwolf fans. We are greatly honored tonight to have aboard with us several members of the 2015 undefeated state champion Cedar Park Timberwolves. Quite frankly, in my estimation, our greatest team ever. They'll be coming on in a bit after we review the very pleasurable road trip we had last weekend to Huntsville. This year's Booster Club sponsors, there's a lot of them. 17. I think we averaged 7 or 8. Taco Palenque right here. Move Smart Pros, Raising Cane's, Army Ant Moving, U-Pack We Plan, Leander Veterinary Clinic, Natalie's Donuts, Clint Horman's, All City Real Estate, Smooth Operator RN, Strive Health Services, Tex US Realty, Bush's Chicken, Dr. Mo, he's a patient.
I was there again tonight.
There
Tuesdays regularly.
And the Cairo Fit Wellness Center, CPYFA, CTX Sports, Glow Gal Salon, and Sensi Independent Consultant Lindsay Bates is also the team's official photographer this year. Cedar Park Football thanks all of these local businesses for their generosity. Here's what's on the menu for tonight's show. Our latest State of the Program all-time one-loss record update that Josh will give us. A look at Game 3 on the road at Huntsville. A glance at that game's effect on our school record book, a review of other scores and coming games for other 8-5A teams. Josh has a rant tonight and a special Stupid Is as Stupid Does episode. And then we'll bring on tonight's guest, the 2015 state champions. And after that, a trivia game where we'll ask our guests trivia questions about themselves. That'll be a lot of fun. But we'll start out with a trivia question for Josh.
Oh.
Which Cedar Park team's defense holds the school record for most shutouts in a single season, and how many?
Ooh. I mean, I'm thinking this is a themed question.
Okay.
It's 2015. I could be wrong.
Okay.
I'm second-guessing myself.
Okay.
But we're going to go with 7 total.
You're one off in both counts. It's actually the next
I'm the
year.
best guesser in the history of humans.
2016 actually had 6.
Okay.
Yeah. That a writer year?
Mac was on that team.
Yeah.
Hayden was on that
Price
team.
is Right rules. I win the year.
Yeah.
But not the number.
Yeah, Price is
That's
Right.
okay.
Now, here's the bad thing. In 16 we had 6. Since that season, 8 years ago, we've only had 3.
Well, different time.
Ugh.
Different
the
time.
2016 shutouts were Vandegrift 13-0. Ooh, that feels good.
Love that.
Bastrop 30-0. Rouse 31-0. Cedar Creek 53-0. Connolly 49-0. Elgin 55-0. That 2016 team allowed a total in 13 games of only 141 points.
Jeez.
That's just 10.85 a game. We've already given up 116 this year in 3.
Well, tough non-district schedule.
It
You
is.
got to
Tough.
look at the positive.
And now here's Josh with our state of the program update.
These are pretty redonkulous numbers. All-time overall record for Cedar Park, 228 and 95 losses. All-time district record, it's about to be gold ball season right now, 123 wins to 41 losses. All-time non-district record counting playoff opponents. Did you follow?
Got it.
95 and 51. That's pretty doggone
Pretty
good.
I'm impressed.
All-time home record. Oh, you have it. Oh, I love how you chop up the stats, BC. All-time home record is 106 and 35. All-time visitor record is 89 and 43.
More than double.
That's awesome. All-time record at the Old Testament, Old Bible, 38 and 20. At New Bible, 16 and 3. That's dominant. And then all-time record at Gupton Stadium, 73 and 14. My team did not lose one of those games. You're welcome.
A lot of the teams since then didn't lose any of those
Well,
games.
you got just
This
let me-
team didn't.
Let me have my moment. Let me have my moment. All-time record in LISD's 3 new stadiums, 91 and 21. All-time record versus other Leander ISD teams, 45 and 11.
That's pretty good.
And I grew up in an era where Leander,
Top 10 every year.
yeah. I mean, that's just mind-boggling. All-time record in all 4 LISD stadiums, 123 and 41. I think this is a big one. Neutral site record, 31 and 15.
More than
Because those are
double.
against good
Yep.
teams
Yeah.
more often than not. All-time record versus 6A teams when playing as a 5A, 29 and 16.
Almost double.
You need to give me a – my team was 4A when they only had 5A.
Well, but we always grandfather.
Oh, I like grandfather.
Yeah,
I
'cause
like that.
When I played, the largest classification was 4A. It's the same number range.
Ah.
They just changed the numbers. So I just say 6A. And I was in a 6A school. So when we were
Played 5A ball.
right, when we were 5A and that
Pretty
was the
sick.
largest classification, we're going to say we were 6A.
That's pretty
Anyway,
sick. All-time playoff record, 26 and 17, and all-time record playing as the number 1 ranked team, 21 and 1.
That's a whole lot of winning.
All-time record playing as a top 10 team, 94 and 17.
As a top 10 team. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, a lot of the schools in the area would kill to have those numbers.
Yeah, absolutely.
No
Those are great numbers.
I'm glad we do have those numbers. All right, let me see. Let me pull up the thing. We're going to do a little post-mortem on the trip we
Post-mortem?
just took. Yeah.
No, man, that's more. It may be an autopsy, not
An autopsy.
just to go through it. But man, I mean, I guess it could be a post-mortem on them.
Our night was pretty good. It was yet another overtime win. We've had many over the years. We went up 15-0 early. Then they made it 15-7. We made it 22-7. Looked like this was going to be an easy game. Then we gave up 3 straight touchdowns in the span of only about 7 minutes on the play-in clock to go down 29-22. We were down by that margin. Inside 7 minutes left of the third quarter, scored a 64-yard run by Trey Hill. The kick made it, tied it at 29 up. Nobody scored in the fourth. Went to overtime. Cooper ran it in, a Cooper keeper, from 5 yards out, kicked the extra point, made it 36-29. Then on their second play of overtime, knocked the ball loose and fell on it in the game and a win.
After giving up a 15-yard penalty. to
Yes.
Yeah, that was dangerous.
Yeah, it was not trending in the right
It was
direction.
scary.
It was trending for a long night in Huntsville, but thankfully we were able to get out of Dodge. I mean, shout out to the Black Rain. They stepped up. They made big plays. Sure, they gave up 521 yards. That's okay. We got the dub.
We got the dub.
Got the dub.
That's what
Dubs
matters.
And they got that stop when they needed it.
Yeah.
The big
That was-
defensive play
that
of the
was-
night was
they-
the last defensive
And
play
they
of the
made
night.
that goal line stand, too, where they had
Yeah.
first and goal
Yes.
from the
Yeah,
3.
absolutely.
Yeah.
That was huge. Started off their first pass of the game was picked off, so the defense gave offense opportunities. And the way that Cedar Park starts on their script, those first 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns. The way
Yeah.
they can get out to a quick start is good. It's just maintaining it and not, going to sleep per se.
It was just 3:44 into the game. We had our second touchdown. We took that 15-0 lead. Yeah, we got outstatted a little bit, but, well, a lot. 521 offensive yards to 413 is not good. But I do the drive chart, which just is ball movement. So penalties get factored in. Doing that, we out-ball movemented them 431 to 430.
Yeah, the penalties for Huntsville was insane. They had a ton of penalties, bad snaps from the center. I think he had 4.
Yeah, caused a lot of problems.
Yeah, they're definitely beating themselves.
Yeah,
they had a really good running back, Trayshawn Brown. I think he's just a junior. 22 carries, 173 yards, 7.9 average, and a touchdown run. Not a lot of breakaway runs, though, which has been the bane of our defensive issues for a couple of years. Zay Adolph ran for over 100 yards for us, our quarterback last year, but only 15 for 34 that night. Now, he threw well, 14 for 22, a pick, 243 yards and 3 touchdowns. As Josh said, the pick was his very first pass. They didn't have anybody getting 100 yards receiving. They did have C.J. Rogers, who had a touchdown catch, and 4 catches overall for 84 yards. And they had a guy, Landon Fisher, with 2 catches for 87. Both of them were back-breakers on those drives. When we look at our guys, Trey Hill, one of our best rushing nights ever.
Had a great night.
27 for 211, a 7.8 yard per carry average, 22 and 64-yard touchdown runs. Cooper also added that 5-yard touchdown run in overtime. Cooper goes 13 of 23. We didn't throw that much for 188, 22-yard touchdown pass to Braden Jans, 47-yard touchdown pass to Jonah Johnson that really kind of did it for us. And those are your stats.
I mean, and looking at the total plays, they ran 19 more plays than us.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at Cedar Park.
And we got 1 more yard of ball movement than they did.
Yeah, I mean, they were just efficient when they needed to be. They played great on third down. Offensively, that touchdown to Jonah Johnson was on a third down. And then the 4th down, 2 touchdowns on those. Yeah. The 64-yard run from Trey and then going for it. In overtime.
That decision right there to hand the ball to Trey on that 4th down.
Gritty.
Man. I absolutely loved it, man. That's onions.
Go get it.
Trust your workhorse.
Yeah.
The Doughboys.
This game, in a certain sense, the scoring, I guess, is the direct opposite of the Cowboys game this weekend where it's kind of marginal scoring. Then they farted points in the 4th quarter. This game, there were 36 points between the 2 teams scored in the 1st quarter. The entire rest of the game, 3 quarters and an overtime period, was only 29 more.
Yeah. With Cedar Park, the way they started, I thought it was going to be a blowout to the boys.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not a very good bettor, so lose most of my bets, but I have fun. But Cedar Park, they stuck in it, hung out, and got the big win. And I think that's just huge. Going into the bye week, 0-3 in non-district, we can spin that. It doesn't matter. You could still make the playoffs. You could still win district. But having that 1 win, that helps a lot.
Yeah, that's a big win over a quality team.
Yeah, great barbecue.
Yeah.
And speaking of great starts, look at the first when we went up 15-0. We had out ball moving them at the time 105 yards to 6. So yeah,
some
talk
spread.
About your fast starts. Nice.
Yeah.
Now, if we look at our stats for the season, let me sure I call up the right thing so far. Yeah. We got Trey Hill leading rushing, 67 carries for 409 yards, a 6.1 yard per carry average, his best on a season in his career so far. A lot of season left to go, obviously. Averaging 136.3 yards a game. He's got 5 touchdowns. Cooper, the only guy with any other appreciable rushing yardage out of the quarterback slots, 22 carries, 114 yards. Pretty good, 5.18 yard per carry average, a couple touchdowns too. Cooper, of course, all the passing, 46 of 76, 3 picks, all of them in the first game for 490 yards and 5 touchdowns. Yard per attempt at 6.45. That could come up a little. Percentage 60.5. And looking at the leading receivers, we're looking at 188 yards on 13 catches for Braden Johns. What a find. 14.5 yards per catch, 62.7 yards per game, 2 touchdowns. That leads the receiving corps too. Jonah Johnson, 9 for 107 and a touchdown, 35.7 yards per catch. Jamal Porter, 9 for 78, 8.7 yards per catch and a touchdown. Another touchdown for Brendan Baker, 8 catches, 81 yards, 10.1 yards a catch. Nice. There's a few double-digit yards per catch there. That's nice.
Yeah. I mean, and again, Can't forget Wesley Abear. One
Yeah.
catch, 5 yards. That's more catches than I had in my career at Cedar Park.
That's good, man. He's spreading the ball around.
Sick.
Bringing that up.
I mean,
He's spreading the ball
He
around
did not
nicely
hold.
and finding
He
his
did not
guys,
hold.
and
Did not
he's
hold, yeah.
finding his weapons
I hold the kicker's balls.
very,
Pause.
very well.
Long pause.
Yeah, he doesn't complain about it either. Looking at some of the defensive numbers, we're looking at, for the full season, giving up an average, let me see, 211 passing yards a game. We've only had 2 sacks. They're both in the first games. Last 2 games, no sacks. That's got to come back. This team we're going to look at tonight from 2015, one of the big stats that we always like to talk about back then is the total offensive snaps that gained 1, 0, or negative yardage. It was 48.8 for this team. Almost half of the snaps against this team's defense, 1, 0, or negative yardage. This year we're up at 27.9.
Hey, lot of season left.
Got some work to do there.
You got Leander on the schedule. You know it's going to go up then.
Here's our average yards per game given up right now is 417. So that needs to come down as well. But, there's some good things happening. Like you said, individual good plays at the right times on defense are still happening.
Yeah. I mean, I just think it's good for the reps that everybody's been getting. Getting Trey off to a fast start like he's gotten on. We had him last week on Timberwolf Night in America, and the goals for the season were to just go off. And that got me jacked up to run through a brick wall. So he's definitely going off, but the big boys are doing it up front. They're paving the way on run plays, creating a good pocket for Cooper, and then receivers that have stepped up when we didn't know who was going to take over that role. Just seeing everybody step up. It's been awesome to watch.
It's been great. All right, now look at the impact this game had on our school record book, something that I keep track of. All right. The win staved off several bad marks for Cedar Park football. The longest losing streak in program history is 5, which is actually pretty good when you think of a quarter-century football. We've never lost more than 5 in a row. That happened in the middle of the 2003 campaign, which was a 3-7 season. Coming into the Huntsville game, the team had lost 4 straight.
Shee.
That didn't get extended.
Hey, Leander did that twice in one season.
Yeah. A couple of times.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry, Coach Smith. I
the
love
win,
you.
yeah, Coach Smith was there at the time. The win kept us from logging only the second winless non-district record in 26 years of Cedar Park football. Huntsville was the only program Cedar Park has ever played which has a smaller enrollment than CPHS, and yet had beaten Cedar Park. In fact, it was undefeated against Cedar Park because only one time we played them last year. Well, we fixed that. Sort of took the sting out of the Hornets.
Love that.
Cedar Park has a prestigious record of never losing any game in which they achieve a 14-point lead at any point in the game. We call that the unmentionable stat during games. We're mentioning it here. It's not during a game. We were on the verge of losing hold of this bragging point at Huntsville, having led 15-0 and 22-7 early. Win kept it intact.
Love that.
Huntsville came in this game pretty highly regarded. The Hornets were ranked 8th in the Texas football preseason poll and are still a favorite to win the 8-5A D2 championship. Huntsville's only previous loss was on the road to the number 3 team, Brenham. Last week, the Hornets had beaten a 6A team, Bryan, 58-0. This wasn't the Sisters of the Poor that we were playing. Cedar Park's now 10-5 all-time in overtime games, lost the first 2, for the first 6, then reeled off 6 straight overtime wins from 2009 to 2024 before losing to Harker Heights last year. They've now started a new overtime winning streak at 2. Now, this is one of the few victories for Cedar Park football when experiencing a deficit during the second half. In all the program's 323 games, in only 95 of those were we ever behind during the second half. And of those, only 13 times have we come back to win. Historically, there have been very few second-half lead changes in CP football history. 93% of the time, the team that leads at halftime, us or them, not only wins the game, but never loses the lead. Cedar Park games are almost always won or lost in the first half. Since this particular stat's been tracked, this one here I'm about to say, which is starting in 2005, up through 2020, Cedar Park only came back from a second-half deficit to win 5 times in those 16 seasons. Of course, we didn't have many second-half deficits in that string. Since Coach Quintero came back aboard starting in 21, the team has rallied from second-half deficits to win 6 times in less than 5 seasons.
I like the way they finish.
Yeah. This was one
Maybe
of
not
only...
get the deficit.
Yeah. This was only one of only 12 wins ever in which we did not log a sack.
Whoa.
With 331 total attempts, David Cooper passes Corey Washington for 7th on the list of career passing attempts. The 47-yard touchdown pass from Cooper to Jonah Johnson tied several others for the 31st longest pass play in Cedar Park history. And remember, that's going to be out of more than 8,000 passing plays. It's the 31st longest.
And they're both
If you finish
juniors.
31st in the Indy 500, not so good. But 31st out of 8,000 is pretty damn good. Trey Hill's 211 rushing yards, the 23rd most in a single game in program history, and that's out of about 1,700 individual rushing performances. With his third career 200-plus rushing game, or as my spotter Brad Boschel calls it, a double Franklin game, Trey Hill joins Tyler Smith, Corey Washington, Brian Hogan, and Quentin Smith as the only Cedar Park players to rush for 200-plus yards in a game 3 times or more. Now with 2,449 career rushing yards, Hill is less than 100 yards away from jumping from 8th on the all-time rushing list to 5th. That might happen next game.
That's right.
Hill's 27 rushes against Huntsville ties several other performances for the 10th most in one game in Cedar Park history. At the moment, Hill's 117.3-yard average per game is tied with Thomas Hutchings for third best career per game rushing average in program history. He's got a ways to go to catch the leaders. Tyler Smith is at 134 a game. Quentin Smith's at 193.3.
That's ridiculous.
A game.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like 100 a half for his career. Hill's 64-yard touchdown run in the third quarter was Cedar Park's 20th longest run ever, and that's out of almost 10,000 carries over the years. Braden John's 7 catches ties several others for the 7th most in team history in one game. Jamal Porter's 30 receiving yards in this game allows him to move up to 23rd on the all-time list of career receiving yards, passing Hayden Craig, a member of the prestigious group we have with us tonight. So,
records are meant to be broken.
yeah, Hayden, you dropped to 24th. Sorry. Jonah Johnson's 94 yards receiving jumps him on that same career yardage list from 58 to 51, passing Rupert Edwards, Rocky Ferroni, a 15-team member, Josh Pesci, Taylor Itz, Tyler Levine, another 15-team member, and Cade Haught.
And also the Willard of Oz.
And the Willard of Oz. Yeah, but you never dropped a pass.
I never dropped one.
Never committed a fumble.
I did have one intended pass for me.
I'm giving you that.
No. I had one
You
target.
had one target?
It was hot route, shark, screen. To me, Brian Hogan thought it was Dylan Cox. Threw it up a ladder. I couldn't go get it. That's all right. That's all right. We back in the lab next week.
All right, now
Blame
with
it on your
38
QB. Come on, man.
Blame it on your quarterback.
Oh, I'm definitely. I'm the Willard of Oz. I'm always looking for a way out.
Now with 38 career touchdowns scored of any type, Trey Hill ties Aiden Arp for 7th on the Cedar Park career touchdowns list. Now with 27 career touchdowns of any type, David Cooper passes Diedrich McKnight, Amir Alzer, Ethan Fry, and Corey Washington for 13th on the Cedar Park career touchdowns list. Huntsville's 520 yards of total offense was the 9th most ever allowed by a Cedar Park defense, 323 games. Although Cedar Park out ball movement had them 431 to 430 once total ball movement, which includes penalties, was included. I pointed that out earlier. Trayshawn Brown's 173 rushing yards were the 18th most ever allowed by a Cedar Park defense, and the 3rd most ever allowed in a win.
Whoa.
That's pretty good. Brown's 375 rushing yards in the 2 games he's played against Cedar Park these last 2 years is the 2nd most ever rung up by one player. Belton's Ramance Taylor of the 2005 Texas National Champions has the record, playing with Belton at 505 personal rushing yards. Huntsville's 280 passing yards were the 21st most ever given up by Cedar Park and the 7th most ever allowed in a win. The 23 first downs allowed Huntsville were 7th most ever against a Cedar Park defense. All right, other scores from district's team: Lake Belton 28, Killeen 21, Rouse 28, Waco Midway 38. That game was at the Gup. Glen 14, Austin Bowie 38, Georgetown 35, Copper's Cove 32, Eastview 24, Belton 10. Belton had beaten Georgetown 2 weeks ago. Chaparral, our next opponent, fell by 1 point to Lampasas, 13-12. Leander beat Desvalliers 43-14. Coupled with our win, district had its first winning week, going 5-3. Scores from other teams we've played so far this year: Harker Heights fell to Dripping Springs 31-26.
Wow.
Heights' first loss. They're 2-1.
Drip took out Vandy and Harker Heights. Keep an eye on them.
Vandegrift 24, Stony Point nothing. Vandy is 2-1. So here are the final non-district, the first district games for next week's slate. No slate this week. Lake Belton hosts Rouse. Glen hosts Eastview. Georgetown hosts Leander. Cedar Park, of course, hosting Chaparral. Here are the 8-5A teams' records here in this bye week. Our opponent next week, Killeen Chaparral, a 3-7 team last year, leads the pack. They're at 2-1. Their points for and against is the best at 90 and 43, although they've lost one in a row. Puts them at first. Georgetown at 2-1, scored 88, giving up 66. Eastview's also 2-1, scored 86, giving up 80. Rouse is also 2-1. They scored 132, but giving up 115. Leander, Lake Belton, Cedar Park are all 1-2. Leander scored 57, giving up 73. Lake Belton scored 73, giving up 99. Cedar Park scored 85, which is pretty good, but giving up 116, which is second worst in the league. Worst in the lead is 0-3 Glen, one more point allowed, 117. They've only scored 67. 8-5A currently has a losing record of 11-13 heading into district play. And now here's Josh with a rant and a little bit of stupid is and stupid does.
All right. So my rant, not sports related, but something that was eye-popping to me this weekend. You know, if I could pass one law that would have to stay forever, forget the taxes, forget term limits, it would be this. Children's toys cannot be packaged like they're guarding the nuclear launch codes. I swear. It was my daughter's birthday this weekend, and I was pumped. Big smiles, cake, balloons, great time. But then the Barbies came out, and my soul immediately started filing its resignation papers. Got it, baby. Got it. Why? Because every Barbie comes wrapped up like she's in the witness protection program. Plastic casing thicker than my windshields, car windshields. You got that right. Twist ties that would survive the apocalypse. And let's not forget the zip tie in her hair. Her hair. Who is that protecting her from? Rapunzel's barber? I'm sitting there with scissors, a knife, and the strength of 1,000 dads, and I still can't free Barbie from her cardboard prison. My daughter's looking at me like, Daddy, please save her. And I'm sweating like I'm defusing a bomb. Every snap, every pop of plastic feels like the clock ticking down. It shouldn't take a level 7 security clearance, bolt cutters, and the Geneva Convention to get a doll into the hands of a 6-year-old. Something's got to change. Congress, if you're listening, forget the economy, free Barbie. Free Optimus Prime, free all of them. Let toys be toys.
Yeah, there's some members of Congress that listen to this show.
Yeah, we get them.
I'm going to ask the guys who are here from the 15th. Any of y'all got kids yet? Nobody with kids yet. Okay, all right.
Don't.
All right.
She's a blessing. I love her. Love her.
We're both girl dads. I was going to see if I was a girl dad. All right, you got a stupid is, a stupid does?
Yeah, so just on a different note, going back to Monday Night Football.
Or something. Honestly, a stupid is, a stupid does.
A big stupid is, a stupid does goes to the Las Vegas Raiders. In trading for Geno Smith, gave up a third-round pick, and I think the Seahawks fleeced the Raiders. Geno Smith, an all-time terrible performance last night. His stat line was he was a 55.8 completion percentage, a 4.2 yard per attempt, no touchdowns, 3 interceptions, took 3 sacks, and a 38.9 QBR.
Wow.
I mean, that deal not looking like it's working out. But again, we're all fans. We're fanatics. We go crazy over sports. This could be an overreaction. He could find his way back
but probably not.
But probably not. So, yeah, that's what – I mean, Pete Carroll, oldest coach to get a win in the NFL.
Oh.
I don't know what he saw in bringing Geno Smith with him.
I don't know. They need Russell Wilson back. What he did in Dallas was pretty impressive.
I don't know about Big Russ.
But, you know, I would wager that I could. I know that Max Sexton could, and I could guarantee that I could go and play for any NFL team and miss my first 10 passes. So I'm as good as Geno Smith.
Absolutely. No doubt.
All right, we're going to take a short break. When we return, our guests, the 2015 state champions. So stick around. You're listening to Timberwolf Night in America live from Taco Palenque in the heart of Cedar Park right here on the Vype Live Network.
Introducing Kyle Foppy and broker Topher Rogers, your Move Smart Pros real estate team. Kyle and Topher are Cedar Park residents and local real estate experts. Move Smart helps neighbors get the most from the sale of their home through a smooth transition and help home buyers find their next home at the right price. More than just helping you buy or sell, they help you make smart real estate decisions to achieve your short and long-term goals. Look them up online at MoveSmartPros.com.
Welcome to Taco Palenque, where the magic happens at this very moment. And especially for you. We know fresh food simply tastes better. That's why we start cooking your meal at the exact moment you place your order. For us, your order is not just another number. It's as unique and special as you are. Enjoy your meal. Taco Palenque, food in real time.
Life moves fast, but the memories are worth keeping forever. Whether it's your high school senior getting ready to graduate or your family gathering together for the holidays, now is the perfect time to capture those moments. Lindsay Bates is one of our talented photographers who volunteers to capture the Cedar Park football team's games each week and has a blast doing it. She brings that same passion and care to every senior and family photo session. With Lindsay Bates, every session is fun, relaxed, and all about you. From stunning senior portraits to timeless family photos, you'll have images that you'll treasure for a lifetime. Book your session today and let's create memories you'll be proud to share. Hang on your walls and pass down for generations. Text Lindsay at 512-826-5352.
What's the biggest myth about interscholastic performing arts? That you have to be the most talented or experienced to participate. The truth is, anyone can be a part of their school's performing arts. There are countless opportunities for students to participate, from theater, choir, and band to speech and debate. The bottom line, if you want to perform, there's a place for you.
This message presented by the NFHS and the UIL.
At Raising Cane's, we focus on being the best at one thing and getting it right every time. Which is why every chicken finger meal we serve is marinated, hand-battered, cooked to order, and made just for you. Quality isn't complicated, and our menu is proof.
Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Lindsay Bates has been sharing Cincy and Cedar Park for the past 19 years, connecting with so many of you and filling your lives and homes with fragrance. If it's been a while since you've used Cincy, or if this is your first time hearing about it, Lindsay is ready to help scent your home, car, office, gym bag, and more. Cincy makes it easy to fill every space with scent you'll love. Create moments, spark memories, and turn your house into a home that welcomes everyone in. Cincy with Lindsay Bates, filling homes with fragrance, memories, and Timberwolf pride. Discover your favorite fragrance today at ilovewickless.com. That's ilovewickless.com. Filling your life with fragrance, one scent at a time.
All right, welcome back. Episode 4 of Timberwolf Night in America for 2025. Live from Taco Palenque here in the 613. I'm Brad Cohn. He is Josh Willard, and he is Cecil Kokenauer. Les Clary, our QA, here on the Vype Live Network this evening. Okay, now it's time for the really good stuff. Now, I enjoy doing this show and talking Cedar Park football every time we do it, but tonight is something even better. Folks, if you got any kids listening that want to play football eventually, scoot them a little closer to the speaker and turn the volume up. They need to listen to all of this. We're about to take a trip in the time machine. You kids need to listen to what our guests tonight have to say, for they have been to the place we all dream of going. They've been to the football promised land. If you think you want to start on that kind of voyage yourself, listen to these guys as they tell us about their memories of one of the best times of their lives. None of them will ever forget any of it, from the pain and exhaustion of working to hone their skills to the pain and exhaustion of using those skills on Friday nights, from the endless work in the weight room, from running the track and the trails and the streets, getting up at 5 a.m. for practice in the morning, from toiling with Yancey to get into the top physical shape of their lives, from perfecting the technical execution of their individual roles. Was it worth it? You bet it was. From all of that to the enduring friendships and camaraderie they built all along the way, to that feeling of sheer ecstasy when that last second ticked off the clock at Reliant Stadium in Houston, the tools that they forged within themselves will serve as a shining beacon to light the way toward even bigger and brighter things in the years that lay ahead. Mac Brown had sage advice that applies to our guys here, too. He told his Longhorns after they'd beaten USC in the Rose Bowl for that 2005 national championship, he said, "Guys, don't let this be the greatest thing that ever happens to you." The years ahead should bring even more wondrous things to these guys' lives. We are so happy to have you all here. Where do we start? I think we're going to pass the mic around. We'll start with Jack the Knife here, my new nickname for the Grim Reaper. Jack Grim. Jack, name, what was your number, what position you played, what class you were, how old you are now?
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. Happy to be here. Kind of nice to revisit memory lane. My name is Jack Grimm. I was a senior on our 2015 state championship team. I played running back and receiver that year. I was number 16, and I'm 27 years old now, and happy to be here. I'll hand it over here to Hayden.
All right, the Grim Reaper, next.
Hi, I am Hayden Craig. I was a junior our 2015 championship season, and then I was also a running back receiver, and I was number 27, and then number 1 in your hearts.
And Hayden also was a very important baseball player for the baseball team those couple of years.
Cool. Howdy, everyone. Hunter Vaught. I was a safety, number 3 during that 2015 year. I was a junior as well with Hayden, so known him for a while. 26 now, and I think that's about it for me. So.
Yep. First off, thank you, Brad, for putting this all together. It's awesome.
My
to see
pleasure,
you guys
believe
again,
me.
It'll be fun going back through all the stats and all the games. My name is Max Sexton. I played quarterback on that 2015 team. I was number 1 that year, I think.
Is that right?
And I was a sophomore, graduated in 2018.
Yeah, I got the roster right here, number 1. All right, and behind you?
I'm Coach Bridden. I was third string punter.
Let's go.
I was just along for the chicken fry, and had a blast. You know, watching these guys play.
And Coach, you were a defensive coach, right? What was your spot?
Yes, sir. I was a defensive coordinator.
Oh, what a defense that was!
Yeah, I was just trying not to screw these guys up, but we were so good that year. I was just like, and that was my biggest stress. I was like, man, I can't be the one to make this.
It can't be my fault.
And I was like, no, it was great guys, and good athletes too. So.
Yeah,
we got people checking in online.
We do. We have Elijah Guidry, Tommy Levine, and Tyler Levine.
And can we get in? Let's ask Elijah. Elijah, if you can say anything, we'll make sure we can get your voice here.
Yeah, Elijah, come on in now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Oh yeah.
All right, hey everyone. It's good to hear some of the guys' voices, man. I'm Elisha Guidry. I was a sophomore that year. Played cornerback. Locked down on the outside. I wore number 7. And you know, it's crazy. It's been 10 years, but
yeah.
I'm excited to hear from everybody. Excited to talk about this great team, and you know, inspire the next generation.
All right, thanks, Elijah Guidry. And now, how about let's hear from Tommy Levine?
Can you hear me, Brad?
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank y'all also for having us on here. This is a huge honor. My name is Tommy Levine. I was a senior in that 2015 season. I wore number 5. If you heard my grandpa in the stands, you maybe heard him yelling Cinco. And,
yes, I do remember that.
Right. That's right. Or his big howl he had after each game. But no, I'm excited to be on here tonight and to just reminisce on such a great time in all of our lives. So thank you.
You know, I remember y'all's dad at the banquet that year just really upping the numbers for a helmet he wanted to buy. He paid like $500 or $600 for a helmet. Do you remember that?
I do. Yes, that did happen.
Wow.
We still have that helmet in the game room.
All right. And Tommy Levine also, by the end of that year, at that time, was the program's all-time leading receiver? Some guys have passed you since, Tommy, but not very many of them.
Oh man, I'd like to know who's past that.
I can look that up a little bit later.
Oh, yeah.
All right, sounds good.
And also, I think our final guest, right, is Tyler Levine.
Yes.
Tyler, you there?
Yes, sir.
How are you doing? Where are you from?
Appreciate y'all having us on. Boys, I wish we were in the room with y'all. But, yeah, really appreciate you, Brad, putting this together. My name's Tyler Levine. I was a junior in 2015 state championship year. I played running back, and I wore number 31.
And, you know, I saw you running against Texas for Arizona State last year under the name of Scatabo. Did you see that game?
Right.
I was thinking, they've got Tyler Levine. There's another year of eligibility.
Right, after 7 years, wasn't enough.
I saw you several times on TV anyway, rushing for SMU. You had a good time there, it looks like.
Yes, sir. It was a great time, great opportunity, for sure.
All right. Now, is Tom Bay on? Did you see Tom Bay?
Not yet, no.
Not Tom. Augustine Tom Bay is scheduled to call in as well, but we haven't heard from him yet. And so, guys, we just want to open this up and start talking about memories and stuff. Jack, what's your greatest memory of that year?
You know, it's hard to really pinpoint one memory. I think there was a lot of fun games, but the things that stand out to me most is honestly running out of the tunnel with my friends. You know, we've all known each other probably since second grade.
Yeah.
A lot of years playing sports together. Me and Tommy specifically had a kind of handshake we'd do running out before every game. And, you know, just kind of setting the tone together for all the work we put in, really just set the stage. And looking back, you know, those are some really good times I miss.
Now, you might have had kind of a psychological or temperamental template for this with your brother Nate, who won a state title 3 years earlier. Did that play into how you comported yourself?
You know, I think a couple of us, for, you know, me, Tommy, some of the other seniors, we were kind of allowed to be on the field, you know, be on the team, but my brother looked at me and said, "This ring isn't yours."
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, you know, that kind of set the tone for us. You know, we were always told we were a little smaller than the classes before us, even back up to Josh's class.
Oh.
And everyone, those massive guys. So we, you know, had a kind of chip on our shoulder, wanted to go prove ourselves, and definitely led to the work we put in for that championship.
So we'll just go undefeated, I guess, right?
That's how you do it.
Yeah. Now, being an older brother myself, I completely understand what
I
he was
appreciate
doing.
that. That's awesome.
Let's hear from Elijah. Elijah Guidry, can you tell us what was one of your best memories of that year?
I mean, there's a lot. I'm gonna go through a few. I think the Vandergrift game was probably one of my favorite games, especially like since it's kind of like the rivalry.
Yeah.
And you know they talked a lot of trash after beating us my freshman year, and we had the chrome helmets. We came in with the chrome helmets, and like it was a home game. The stadium was rocking, and we played a really good game. And I think that was like the closest game we had the entire year, and we beat them by 2 scores. But that was one of the games I liked the most. And then I'd say, I mean, obviously, I think like the state game. It's, I'll never forget that game. Just how we played so well in all 3 phases. The defense played well. Even with the special teams blunder right at a half, we got to stop. Obviously, Mac, my quarterback, he was doing really great. The offense is doing. It was just like everything came together, and it was a lot of fun. And I mean, we achieved our goal that we set out, and we did a lot of hard work over the summer, in the hot sun, all the camaraderie, all the stuff in the locker room. It all came, to a good conclusion at the state game. So. Those are like the top 2, I'd say.
Now, you got a chance to play at the next level with UCLA. So how did that go?
It was great. That was somewhere that I always wanted to go growing up, since both my parents went there. My dad played there. So it was a great opportunity. A lot of hard work, a lot of things that I learned, on the Timberwolves I took with me as I continued my football journey. So it was a great honor, great responsibility. I enjoyed my time playing, and, I made the most of it every day. So, it was great. It was great being a part of the team, and great winning games and continue to play, in college. That's definitely a privilege.
That's great. Now, some of you guys got to play in college. I know Mac played football and Hayden played baseball. Anybody else play football in college?
Oh, yeah.
Jack?
UT, Permian Basin.
Oh, yeah. So I heard that Gunnar Absek is now the director of football operations there and the coach of the tight ends.
That's awesome. I actually didn't know that yet, but
I just found it out today when I was talking to Carl.
I think Gunnar had a great career out there, and definitely deserves that position. And happy that he's continuing on the kind of football legacy with Coach Absek.
What position were you out there?
I was kind of played the receiver positions, inside and outside, wherever they'd kind of put me.
Good deal. Hayden, you didn't play football at Southwestern, right? Did they even have football yet there?
Yes, sir, they did have football. I was planning on playing both, and then the old shoulder gave out on me, so it was just baseball.
Yeah. All right, Hunter, what have you been up to lately after that 2015?
So I actually went out to Texas A&M and played lacrosse out there for A&M. So played there for 2 years and did that. That was kind of my passion sport. Love football, but lacrosse is kind of where my heart was. So got to go do that for 2 years, and then COVID hit. So
did you play on the club level team that was at Cedar Park when you were here?
Yep. We actually went to the state tournament my senior year, which was the first time we'd been back in a while. So that was cool. I think we lost first round to a Dallas team. That was just ridiculous, but it was still good to get to go out there and kind of have some recognition. We won a lot of our local games.
Good deal.
So it was good to kind of have that control.
Oh, I was just going to say your favorite memory from that 2015 state championship run.
That's a great question. I honestly don't remember a ton about football back then. The one vivid memory I do have though, Alito first game we played. I think they were number 1. We were talking about that a little bit ago, and so that was a little nerve-wracking going into there in McLean, and it was cool. I remember getting an onside kick that we had and getting to run that out. So that was cool, and then we won that game. And that's where Matt got to come in there and start slinging when Baxter went down. So that was the start of a good season for us.
That was the first game ever played in that stadium.
Well, no, that was the year before.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
When we lost to them there, but made up for it here. And yeah, Baxter Robertson went in the season as a starting quarterback. I guess he was a senior, wasn't he?
Yep.
Mac was just a lowly sophomore, but had to step in and didn't step in like a sophomore. He had a great game that night. Mac, what are your memories of that game?
Yeah, I'll kind of piggyback off that. I mean, Baxter obviously started the game and was playing pretty well. Ended up getting banged up, but kind of played through it. And then I remember coming out after halftime, just kind of going through the routine, getting warmed up, getting the shoulder loose. And I remember Coach Shanefield walking up to me and he said, "All right, it's your game from here on."
Okay, what?
I kind of looked at him like, "What are you talking about?" He said, "Baxter can't go. He got an AC joint or something like that." And I mean, I was scared out of my mind. We're playing in McLean Stadium. It's our first game of the season. I
number one
no
team.
Varsity experience, right, against the number 1 team, and I mean, we had enough guys around me that we were able to get it done. I still remember handing the ball off to Jav on I think we were on our 15-yard line, and he took it about 85 yards down the sideline. It's like, all right, we'll probably be okay.
Probably be okay. That's one of the longer runs in school history. You went 9 for 13 for 117 yards, a pick, no touchdowns, 9.0 yards per attempt in that game. So you're feeling pretty well.
Pick 6, I still remember it.
Yeah, well, I wasn't going to mention that. All right. Now, one of the things that's kind of a logistical thing
Brett,
for us tonight.
Jav Guidry just joined us.
Okay, Jav Guidry. We'll go to him just a second. Since this thing that Cecil set up has a time limit on it, these guys are going to have to be off the show before you are. We can go really as long as we want tonight talking to you guys. So I'm going to spend a little time now concentrating a little bit on the people who've called in, so make sure they get in, if that's okay. Jav has joined. We're going to talk first, though, to Tyler Levine. Tyler, what are your memories? What is your best memory of that season in 2015?
Season was fun, but I mean, obviously growing up playing with my brother, my whole high school career was super fun, especially their last season, because I know they got a lot of hate when they were freshmen and sophomores. But just really cool to, the time we spent all together and where the season led from starting with Yancey. Big shout out to Yancey because, man, without him, I don't think that program would be where they are now.
Big ingredient, yeah.
I truly enjoyed those summer workouts just all together. And and just see the outcome that we had in December. I mean, and just going out with a bang, winning that state game, going 16-0, and just being able to celebrate that with my brother and all his friends. I mean, yeah, you can't really top off a season better than that.
Yeah. And Tommy, you and Tyler, I'm hoping you remember this, but at the banquet at the end of that season at the Oasis, you guys still had your hair dyed blonde. I guess everybody did from the state championship run. And you came up to me and were insisting, you're giving your camera to, I guess maybe it was your mom. You wanted a picture with me, and we got a picture where I think Tyler was on my right, Tommy, you were on my left, right in front of the stage. Just we're all beaming. And I still have that picture framed on a desk shelf in my office at home. I meant to bring that tonight, and I forgot to bring it. Do you remember that picture?
Oh,
no.
I remember the picture, but I haven't seen it, so I'd like to get that, Brad.
I figured you'd get that from the photographer who took that night. But yeah, I've got this little museum of Timberwolf football artifacts I've collected through the years, and that's one of the items in it. All right, Tommy, you went on to play at Incarnate Word, right? How did that go?
No, sir. I actually played right across the street of 281 down there in San Antonio at Trinity University.
Oh, at Trinity. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a great time down there. I was able to be part of a huge kind of culture change within the program. And Trinity was very dominant in the early 2000s, and then kind of went on a roll of just 500 seasons. And then when we came in, the coaches did a good job of bringing in guys who had experienced success, with guys who had made it far in their playoff runs in high school. And so we brought in guys, obviously, from Cedar Park. There were some other guys from the Austin area, like Travis Westlake. And long story short, we were able to turn the program around. And in my senior season there, we won conference, and they've actually won conference ever since. So there's some other Cedar Park alums that have gone to Trinity as well. Jacob Munoz, who I think I'll remember him play D-line. So, yeah, it was a great time down there at Trinity, and I was able to play a lot and break some records there as well. So really fun.
And Tommy, I don't know if you realize this, but maybe you've memorized it. That season for Cedar Park, you had 68 catches, 1,171 yards, an average of 17.2. 73.2 yard per game average, and 13 touchdowns.
Man, that sounds nice. I wish I was still doing that.
You're muted, Willard DeVos. All right, well, let me try this again. Hey, Tommy, this is Willard DeVos, Timberwolf Night in America. Just wanted to ask a question. Of those 68 receptions, which one was your favorite?
Yeah.
Ooh, that is such a good question.
Thank
you. I think I would say half of those came from a play, and Mac's going to know this play, Henry. And it was an RPO. Yep,
Henry?
That was a play.
Yeah, he says, he remembers it.
He's shaking his head. It was an RPO where I had the option to run a glance or keep it a go. Mac would just give me the finger, just keep it straight downfield. And so I would say against Vandergrift right before halftime, we had that, and I converted it to a go route, and it was right there in the corner near the locker room, and the band was already down there in that back corner, and it was like literally a tiptoe catch right on the pylon, and it was a great way to go into half for that game because, like Elisha was saying earlier, that was a high-intensity game, and we knew we had good momentum going in with that, and I think it carried us throughout the rest of that game to come out victorious in the end.
And Tyler, that year you had 137 carries for 1,012 yards, 7.39 yards per carry, most of that dragging people with you, 63.3 yards a game, 12 touchdowns. What was your favorite run of 2015?
Wow. I think I got to piggyback too where Elijah talked about that Vandergrift game because obviously that was one to remember. But I do remember a screen pass that went about, I don't know, Mac, how many yards was that? 60 yards or something? That was a really fun touchdown.
And, against Vandy, you logged 16 carries for 153.
Yes, it was.
And a touch.
That's definitely one I remember. I don't know, because the crowd that night was obviously insane.
Yeah.
Just a really fun game to be a part of.
We like those kind of nights too.
Oh, 100%.
Talking with Tommy Levine, Tyler Levine here remotely, calling in
and
on
Jav.
a reunion show. And Jav Guidry, as Cecil said, has joined us. Jav, can you hear me?
I can. What's going on?
There's Javelin. How are you doing?
I'm good. What's good, Tommy Tyler?
Yeah. Elijah, your brother's on too. We've talked with him a little bit.
Elijah, what's up, bro?
Yeah. Well, Jav, you're one of the few guys, a very small handful of guys in our program's history who not only played collegiately at D1 football, but you got your cup of coffee in the NFL. What an experience that was, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It started in Cedar Park first, though.
Yep.
What a time to be alive, for sure.
We missed you guys when you went out. You moved away that one last year.
Oh, yeah.
Back to California. We missed you guys.
Yeah, we missed y'all, too. I was just talking to Elisha like this week about it because Coach Britton texted us about this call. And we were saying, like, man, what would happen if we stayed that last year? Because we just won the 16-0 before.
Yeah.
And we coming back. That was my senior year, so.
Well, I tell you, you would have helped. They had 6 shutouts that next year and won the first 12 games for having an upset in Kyle Field and ending the season early. But I still think they're probably the best team in the state that year, too. You guys would have helped them be even better.
Hey, the standard is the standard, and they still had a great year.
Jav Guidry, this is the Willard of Oz, Timberwolf Night America. Just wanted to say, were you the first Travis Hunter?
Going both ways?
That's right.
Nah, probably not. Nah.
Well, some
For
might
us.
call you a three-headed beast because not only did you play corner, not only did you play receiver, you also carried the rock. That season, as rushing totals, 60 carries, 707 yards, 11.78 yards
Unreal.
per carry, 10 rushing touchdowns, and then on the receiving end, where we at? Okay, 1 for 23. Thought it was a lot more than that. That's okay.
But lots of kick returns.
Lots of kick returns.
Some record runs. Do you remember your longest run?
I have to say probably that 16-0 year, probably that Lido game.
Oh,
off
you're
the
right.
top.
Was it a jet sweep?
Yeah, what was the play? I know it was a
No,
90,
I think it was a
90-yard
I think it was a
touchdown.
run. I know it was a run to the left. You know, shout out to the guys, everyone blocking, doing their jobs, and I just had to make one guy miss, and it was over from there.
You know, I think, didn't you score the first touchdown the year before when we played Aledo? Didn't you score our first touchdown then, too?
Maybe that was the jet sweep.
I think you did. And if you did, you're the first person ever to score in that stadium. That's pretty neat to be able to say.
Yeah, man, that's a blessing. Shout out to the guys, though, man. It was a team effort for sure. I was just, we came in, me and my brother that year, I think it was 2014, and, coming into a new situation, they embraced us in, and we quickly got onto the culture, and, we just wanted to help any way we could, and, it was a great time.
Well, I think it's pretty cool. We had a pair of brothers on that team, 2 Levines, 2 Guidrys, and both you guys are calling into the show tonight. We really appreciate you doing that.
Yes, of course. He said 10 years. I'm like, 10 years.
How could it be?
And I remember like it was yesterday.
You should see how old I look.
That's funny.
Any of the guys here, you got any questions for any of these guys who called in? There's the 2 Guidrys, the 2 Levines. You got anything you want to point out or prompt any memories in them?
Man, y'all remember them summer workouts?
He said y'all remember them summer workouts?
5 a.m.
Hey, I got something to say to Josh's question earlier about takeaway memory.
Okay.
And I'll try to be quick with this, but it's kind of just going off exactly what Jav just said. And, I think that season was the culmination of all of us guys growing up in Cedar Park, seeing the 2010 team with Josh, Brian Hogan, Spencer, the Thornhills, Chad, all those guys. We obviously saw a high. Yeah.
Yeah.
We saw such a high standard growing up, and I think we all knew, man, we want to be able to produce something like that and leave our legacy here. And just, obviously a lot happened that offseason. We had Coach Willis move on. We arguably had one of the best graduating classes with Joey, the twins, Miles, Ryan, like Amir, all those dudes graduating, and a lot of people I think thought, man, like this might be Cedar Park's end. And so I think there was a lot of
rookie coach in his
for us.
first head job, yeah.
Yeah, and so all that was going on, and I think the buy-in that off season, and then Jav and Elisha, I'll never forget when they came out to that spring game, and we were all shaking their hand in the locker room, and I could just tell like these guys are ready. They're ready to join in with us, and be a part of this culture and this mission we have. And so, starting that summer and the speed and strength camp early in the mornings to running one-on-ones in the summer, going into that fall camp, I knew like this team, we have it. And so just to kind of finish that thought, I'm just really grateful that we were able to kind of bring it all together, something we all had longed for so long as growing up as kids, in Cedar Park, and then finishing that way. It is a memory that I will cherish forever, and I'm entirely grateful for everybody here that was able to be part of it, including you, Josh, and Brad, and all the guys. And so, I miss y'all a lot, and I know our time's coming up here, but I just really wanted to take time to thank you all and to let you know that I miss you all, and forever Cedar Park High.
Yeah, you four guys have called in, the two Levines and the two Guidrys. Cecil tells us there's about 9 minutes left that we're allowed to have you on. So we're going to stay with you those 9 minutes and then come back and talk to the guys who are here. But I want to ask you, did any of the four of you guys who are calling in, two Levines, two Guidrys, have you been back to a game since you left? That sounds like no.
I haven't been back to a game, but I went back to. This is actually a funny story, and like Mac will like this. So I think it was 2022. I like came out to Austin. I was still in college working out at the time, and I went to a wedding. Another one of our teammates had a wedding, and I saw Mac there. I saw some of the other guys, and I was still in Austin for like a few days. So Mac like hit me up and he was like, "Hey, you want to go throw for old time's sake?"
Oh, I bet that was fun.
And so like we went. I hadn't been back to to the high school since we moved in 2016. So that was 6 or 7 years, and like we threw like old time's sake. And it's interesting. Me and Mac are the two younger guys. Two sophomores that were playing with a lot of older guys. But I remember like when I first moved there doing the freshman camp, this quarterback, big arm, a lot of confidence. I remember I picked him off one of those first days, but I like knew like, okay, like this guy's going to be good. And then, the next year, fast forward, like he gets his opportunity, and just knowing how Mac is, cool, calm, collected, baseball guy, focused, like you could tell like he was ready for his opportunity. And I think, he was kind of talking about the team like surrounded around him, and Tommy was saying the same thing. Like we all had a focus, we all had that 16-0, we had that vision, and we built that together. In the mat room, in the sand, in the hot sun, all those times. So it's just like it was cool, like being able to be back and seeing like seeing the pictures on the walls of that run that we had, and being like, yeah, like that's a good we blood, sweat, and tears. A lot of it was tough, but like we did it, and like we can always celebrate that. So that's just a funny story that I just thought about.
And all the hard work was certainly worth it. Cecil tells me we've got another one join the call in. We don't have a lot of time left on that, so we want to get to him. It's offensive lineman number 53, Jack Merrill. Jack, are you aboard with us?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Jack.
What's going on? I heard about this little shindig and I had to jump on.
Yeah, good for you. What you been doing since you left here?
Well, I went to Oklahoma State for school in Stillwater, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Traded in that burnt orange for the country's brightest. Funny enough, I'm actually coaching 10-year-old flag football. Just came from practice, going back to the roots, showing them how we do it, Austin style. A lot of play action, But
that's terrific.
Right. But career-wise, I'm a youth pastor. I work with students in the church.
Wow, good for you.
Yep, that's what I've been up to. But I just want to hop on and say hey to all my old teammates,
And that's in Stillwater? You're still in Stillwater?
Still in Stillwater.
Still
good for
in
you,
Stillwater.
sir.
Jack Merrill, this is the Willard of Oz Timberwolf Night in America. Just wanted to ask you, of the 16 games that you won, Which one was your favorite?
Oh, by far, may sound weird, but I don't know what everyone else said, but I distinctively remember the Vandergrift game being the Super Bowl.
It's a clean sweep. It's a clean sweep.
Yeah, because I just remember they returned that opening kick, and I was like, "All right, boys, we're going to battle."
It's real,
So I
yeah.
remember winning that game and with celebrating specifically with Sam Castor and just like crying, like, "Holy cow, we're going to state. We know we did it. Like we're going."
Now,
That's terrific.
I do have a question for all of our call-in guests. None of the members of this state championship team wore their state championship ring, so I ask thee, are any of you wearing it for this interview?
No.
I am not.
What are we doing,
I am
boys?
not, no.
Man,
What
do
are
we
we
get those-
doing?
What do we get those rings for?
Come on.
Paperweights, I guess. Doorstop. They're big enough to be a doorstop.
That's okay. Hey, man, when you got it, I guess you just don't really you don't really realize what it means. But yeah, I'm jealous. Willard DeVos out.
Well, we're glad that you guys joined us, and Jack, you're able to get in there at the last moment. Tommy Levine, Elijah Guidry, Jack Merrill, Tyler Levine. We were hoping to get Augustine Tombe in, but we didn't hear from him. And Jav Guidry got in, and we're so glad to hear from all you guys. We have your emails now that we had to set it up this way.
Yeah, sure. Actually, guys, in the chat, and I sent another email. I put a link to this broadcast so you guys can stay on and listen to your teammates.
Go crazy in the chat, boys.
So yeah, go ahead and do that. Now that we have those emails, I might be contacting you sometime, and just chatting with you a little bit.
Would love it. That's great.
All right, thanks a lot. The Guidry.
Thank you so much for having us.
Sure.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. We'll see you guys
Thank
next
you.
time.
Go
Love
T
y'all,
Wolves.
All right.
Love y'all. Miss y'all.
Okay. Miss
Thank you, guys. Love y'all. Take care.
All right, there they are. There they were. Tommy and Tyler Levine, Elisha Jav Guidry, and Jack Merrill calling in remotely. So now we're going to go back to our guys who are right here.
Yeah.
We're going to run a little long tonight. We normally go to 8, but there's just too much fun to be had. So we may go a little bit past 8. No big whoop, right? What I was thinking of a question a minute ago, and now it escapes me. You got anything, Josh, you want to start with?
I mean, we'll start. We'll start with Mac. So coming in, getting the start. At any time in that season, like, did you ever start to second guess yourself?
The whole time?
Yeah.
How could that be? We were like 55-3 in everybody.
Oh, I was just a bright-eyed, bushy-tailed sophomore and surrounded by all these seniors. I think
it's hot.
Am I doing this right?
From my memory, we only had like 3 or 4 underclassmen that started. We had more that played, obviously, but I was just trying the whole time not to let those older guys down. I mean, they kind of set the standard in the off season and going into that season, and I mean, I always say they could have thrown anyone in there and we would have won 16 games. I mean, our defense was lights out every single game. Our O-line was incredible. Receivers, I mean, you got Jack, Tommy, Brocky, Hayden, just freaks all around. And I mean, I think we're going 16-0 no matter who you were putting back there.
Might be, unless if it was me or Josh. Coach Britton, I want to ask him this.
Yes, sir.
So he's admitting here, Max, that, feeling maybe, am I doing this right? And all that. It looked to us up in the press box calling these games that, hey, he was blowing and going the whole time. Yeah. What was the coaching opinion of the job that he was doing? Were there any, be honest here, were there any, we're worried about this or we're confident about this? What was the general consensus?
You're talking about Mac?
About
section?
Mac and his play.
Oh, I mean, just his experience at first, But
Yeah.
then he's one of the best, one of the most accurate passing quarterbacks that I've had to go against. We had to go against him every day in practice. I used to get irritated because I couldn't run zone coverage. He just picked us apart, so we had to go man. No, he does a great. But the only thing he probably wasn't really that good at, he just wasn't very fast. But I tell you what, he could throw the ball. And nothing made it more enjoyable when we go over and play Vandergrift, and I've got my binoculars, and he's just slicing and dicing Drew Sanders and all them, and him and Scott Hermers are just shaking their heads, and I'm just laughing. It was very enjoyable, and he was just. And you remember it was over at their place, man. You just had a heyday on those guys, and it was a blast to see. It was a blast to see. But he's I've always told him he's one of the better quarterbacks I've had to go against in high school, man. That I've coaching, and I'm glad we had him.
And Mac, I don't know if you know this, but I keep a file. I've got it up here. It basically gives attempts, yards, completes, touchdown, percentage, interceptions, yards per attempt, NCAA rating, NFL QBR of every guy who's ever thrown a pass in history for Cedar Park. So there's a lot of names on it. In one of the sections, I got it sorted by career, by NCAA rating, which is what we kind of go by in high school. And you're at the top of all the people who've ever thrown a pass for Cedar Park. Here's your career numbers. Seasons were 15, 16, and 17. 6,945 yards, 495 for 756, 75 touchdowns, a touchdown percentage of .099, almost .1. That's almost a touchdown every 10th attempt. Interceptions, only 18. Completion percentage, 66.5. Yards per attempt, 9.2. NCAA rating, 170.62.
Pretty impressive.
Your NFL QBR was 118.07. So you lead all of our other throwers in both NCAA rating and NFL QBR.
I got Ryder beat.
You got Ryder beat.
There we go.
What's interesting
that's one of the few records I still have.
I also have green highlighted the records in each of these categories. None of your categories or any of the records except NCAA rating and NFL QBR.
There you go. That's all that matters.
Right under you is Ryder.
In that ring, there you go.
Yeah.
You got Ryder beat by 6 points in the NCAA rating and by 1 point in the NFL QBR. And we threw so much more under him that all of his numbers in these categories are a lot bigger. But, yeah, pretty dang good, I'd say.
Absolutely. Hunter Valk, I got a question for you. One of my favorites on Timberwolf Night in America, every Tuesday night live at Taco Palenque, 6:30 to 8 o'clock. Gosh, should have been quicker with that. Practice is one of the hardest things at Cedar Park football. I feel like that's when you get the best look, and so the games are almost easier. In one-on-ones, who was the receiver that you had locked up?
That I locked up?
Oh, yeah.
None of them, to be honest.
Hey, that's okay.
Honesty.
That's okay. 10 years ago, people forget things. It's okay.
I was a better zone guy than I was a man guy, so that wasn't really my cup of tea, and Britton would usually get on me pretty hard about it. So, and again, you're throwing against, you got Mac throwing darts.
Yeah.
Picking you
Hayden
apart.
always liked to do double routes. Tommy just quicker than anyone else, and Jack's just massive. So I was a little skinny guy. Especially that junior year, I think I was like 150, 155, so I was pretty small. So everyone was bigger; they had more width. So, anyways, I was not a fan of one-on-ones.
I think by proxy, I won a state championship because I too was number 3.
There you go.
So good to see it was in good hands.
Hunter, what in your remembrances? What is your favorite hit that you laid on somebody in a game?
Yeah, that would have to be the state game that we had. I don't remember his number, just remember their little slot receiver, pretty good little guy. Ran like a post or a deep in, and I came across from the other side and hit him pretty good. It also hurt me pretty bad too. Again, I'm pretty small, so remember Mac McCaskill, I think, came over there and picked me up because I kind of knocked the breath out of me, and he said, "Come on, get up. That was a big hit. We're gonna walk off now." And I was like, "Okay."
No, this side.
Yeah, basically, he kind of pulled me off while I was trying to catch my breath. So,
what was your playing size in height and weight?
I was probably 6'2", 6'3". That junior year, I think I was probably around 155.
Yeah, that's not a lot of meat on 6'2", 6'3".
No, yeah. So I was pretty skinny throughout most of my high school career. Put on the weight in college. So
yeah, probably good for lacrosse, though, huh?
It did actually worked out pretty well. So,
Hayden, what's your best memory of that particular season?
Oh man, I think it's got to be the Vandergrift game. We were, I think, pinned on our 30 in one of the opening drives of the game, first quarter, and we were practicing a lot of fake punts with Coach Schoenfeld doing special teams, and I misread the signal, and we were supposed to kick
Misread
it, and I think it was about 4th and 8 or so. It was a long ways to go. Misread it, and somehow we pulled off the fake punt, and I grabbed the ball and ran it up to the left side, following Brendan Solid, Augustine Tombe. Follow those guys to the end of the earth. But yeah, getting that, and then Coach Schoenfeld came over and was saying that either made me look really smart or really dumb, but it worked out.
But we're not going to throw back the points, right?
No.
Got some gnarly career stats. carrying the ball, 113 rushes for 604 yards, 5.35 yards per carry, 37.8 yards per game, and 10 touchdowns. Do you have a favorite touchdown?
I think it's got to be the one against Ridgepoint in the playoffs in NRG. That one, it was kind of toward second half, third quarter, somewhere around there. But it was basically ran up and down the field, kind of my whole drive, and it was about 60, 70 yards, and it was a good one to kind of put the nail in the coffin on that one.
Love it, love it. Now, Hayden, did you like running the ball more or being a receiver?
It's hard. I think that year specifically, I think I liked running the ball a lot better. I think our O-line that year was probably one of the best I've seen. So they made running the ball that much easier. The only hard part was we had so many weapons that I didn't get the ball as much as the following year, which is okay. But so it was fun to just kind of get the chance. But, yeah, definitely running for sure.
Now, as a two-sport starter and star, which sport kind of has your heart the best?
Well, it's kind of what could have been with football. I think I was definitely better at football than I was baseball. I wasn't really interested in football until end of senior year, and then that's where I turned to Coach Apsick and say, okay, I think I want to give it a shot. And then I had Chris Ross from Boise State, former Cedar Park coach, who offered me a preferred walk-on that I ended up having to turn down because of my shoulder. But I think football definitely has my heart. It's got that soft spot.
Jack, there were so many plays where we were just screaming at the things you would accomplish as the Grim Reaper, my favorite nickname of any Timberwolf player ever. Name for us a couple of your favorite plays.
Yeah, it's hard to pinpoint a few of them. I think one specifically that stands out to me, probably because I've seen it on the field house still, is against Ridgepoint, that semifinal game in Houston. I was running the ball into the end zone and had to jump over a guy and got hit on the way up, and there's just a picture of me just completely upside down, like head on the ground, legs in the air, going in. I know my mom hated watching that, but that was one of my favorite plays, just for getting it into the end zone, and because that was a really tough team. Ridgepoint they were pretty massive.
Now, brothers play catch and play in the yard. Did you have any major confrontations with that quarterback that lived in the house with you?
The confrontation I had is sophomore year, I was actually on varsity playing outside linebacker. So before I switched over to the offensive side of the ball, and there's one day at practice I remember you're not supposed to hit the quarterback, but we were in a little brother feud. And I came off the edge and hit him pretty good. But with that team, they had Davis Geertz, Austin Bryant, Cole Bauman, some really massive O-linemen that took my brother's side. And I'll never forget that one. They whipped me into shape pretty good.
Learn your lesson, huh?
Yeah. Let's see. Receiving, Jack, 49 receptions, 716 yards, 14.6 yards per catch, 44.8 yards per game, 7 touchdowns. And then rushing the ball, we got you at 94 carries, 466 yards, 4.96 yards per tote, 29.1 per game, and 17 rushing touchdowns? That's gnarly.
Wow.
There's a good amount that year. They gave me the ball when everyone else made it easy. They drove us down. I just fell into it.
You had a nose for the end zone, too. On some of those runs, I kept thinking, well, they're going to stop him there. No, he's still going. Let me spin there. No, he ran over that guy. It's a touchdown. He was an amazing guy to watch.
All of them were.
Yeah.
It was a great time. And that was the year that I didn't do the broadcast, but I went to that game because I have some good pictures pregame. I'll send them to you. Put them in the chat.
I got another question for Mac. Mac, you like Hayden, were football and baseball. I almost forgot for a moment that you did baseball. And you were a pitcher and a very good pitcher. I saw one of the performances I've ever seen out of a high school pitcher at Mumford in that playoff game that you pitched. Were there any lessons that could be passed back and forth between the quarterback in you and the pitcher in you that would kind of benefit each other?
The one that stands out to me is just that competitive mindset, especially being on the mound in baseball and then being the quarterback in football. You just kind of have to have that bulldog mentality that I'm the guy with the ball in my hand. No one's going to beat me and come and try and take it from me, but this is my game.
You mentioned that look on your face. I remember in that Mumford game as I'm broadcasting it, I remember looking out and seeing this look on your face that I didn't ever associate with Max Sexton before. You're an easygoing guy, and anytime I talk to you, you're an easygoing, like you are tonight. And that face when you're on the mound and looking in to get the signal was just like, I'm going to kill your dog kind of look, you know. I mean, so yeah,
brutal.
I get that attack mentality that you had to have as a pitcher. But what do you remember of that game?
The baseball game?
The one that you pitched in Mumford in that playoff game. Remember that time?
That was Game 3 of the playoffs? Is
I
that
think
right?
it was Game 3.
Was it? Do you remember who it was against by chance?
I do not.
Because there's
but
two,
I think you had put in innings in an earlier game that day, and then you started that one and pitched the whole game and won.
There's 2 Game 3 playoff games that come to mind that ended up in our favor. One, Austin Smith, who is, I think he's still playing now. Yeah, he's in a professional organization right now. But they had a hitter. I think he was the number 6 pick in one of the drafts that following year or something. But that was a lot of fun. But yeah, just having that competitive mindset up there that you're not going to beat me today, and if you are, you're going to have to earn it.
I got a question that we can ask all you guys here. So like a lot of the guys, I know they're listening because they're locked into our show every week. So shout out to the boys this year. But to those guys, speaking to them specifically, what advice do you have on, camaraderie, pulling in the same direction, anything like that?
Yeah. I mean, I still remember back in my playing days, we'd always have guest speakers come on, and they'd say, "Oh, you guys don't know what you're living in right now. You enjoy the moment, everything like that." And it kind of goes in one ear and out the other to them. Just because they're in the moment right now. They don't understand it yet, and that's perfectly fine. They're in that phase of life. But I would say just try and build that culture, because the culture of I'm going to do every single thing I can to be successful in this moment carries on with you for the rest of your life. It carries on in your relationships, with your work, with your finances, everything. So trying to set that standard now in everything you do really does pay off in the long run.
Mr. Valk, same question.
Yep.
Any advice?
Advice I would have is it really does kind of come from a top-down perspective, as far as your seniors really do need to take hold of that team and lead. I think we had some fantastic seniors whenever we were in that 15 season that helped really set a precedent of understanding, hey, here's kind of some shortcomings that we had from the 14 season. Here's how we're going to fix them, and they really kind of drove us forward to make sure that we were going to not make those same mistakes. So seniors really need to take hold of that team. But the other thing is, too, the juniors, sophomores, if you have any freshmen that are up on varsity, like, you really have to buy into that culture and that program. I remember our senior season, so the next year with me and Hayden, we had a couple younger guys who weren't on varsity the prior year and kind of stepped into some roles that we really needed them to step up into, and they just kind of didn't have that maturity and buy into that culture, and that was one thing that I remember kind of bit us over time, just with some inconsistency there. So weeding that out, and if people aren't bought into the program, like, call them out on it. That's one thing that I wish we would have done a little bit better on our senior year. So don't be afraid to take control of that team.
Yeah, solid advice. Break it down, Mr. Craig.
Yeah, I'd say kind of along the same vein. It's one of those things that I remember either Coach Absick or Coach Shainfeld saying was like, leave it better than you found it. So it's about leaving the program better than when you stepped into it. And I think it's everything that they all said is like buying into it and having that whole, we're all rowing the boat in the same direction. And it's all really up to us. Obviously the coaches day in and day out, but when we're on the field, it's up to us. So figuring out how we can kind of leave those games better than we found them, start walking in 0-0, leaving with a W hopefully, and having that like 1-0 mindset every single day, every single play. So kind of all that stuff.
And the Reaper.
Jack the Knife.
Yeah, no, hard to follow up all the things the guys just said, because they're all true. Going from everyone, I think the biggest thing about Cedar Park, one is going to be the details. I think everyone on the team knows their job and is going to do their job, so you can't let your team down. From the coaching staff all the way down to the freshmen or middle schoolers watching you. You want to make sure that's what Cedar Park is. And on top of that, maybe it was true before my class, but there were some pretty good athletes before us. We were supposed to be, just kind of the average kids on the block that really loved football. And in our mindset is no one's going to outwork us. So in all those games that you saw, in the fourth quarter, I wasn't sweating. Neither was anyone else on our team. We knew what we were doing. We knew we'd be able to outwork anyone we played against.
Always were way ahead of them in the exhaustion department. In the fourth quarter. They were all, you guys are ready to go every game.
Absolutely. No, I think from second grade on, I think I moved here in 2005 with the Rosses. Coach Ross kind of started a lot of this culture at Cedar Park. Me, the Levines, Hayden, Hunter, Mac, all of us we played together since elementary school and saw it before us, and we were like, we can do it better and improve upon it.
Oh, come on now. Respect your elders. Come on now, boy.
Coach Britton.
We beat Lake Travis, all right?
I just had an idea. Would it be interesting to get these guys in front of our team this year for 15 minutes and just have them say some of this stuff?
Oh, that would be great. We would love to have it. We need to get them all together.
You guys talk with him. I think that would be great, too. I'd love to have the younger kids who want to go where you've been hear your experience about that journey.
Now, they're saying some good stuff. And It's good to hear it from ex-athletes, too. So,
and especially like this team that Cedar Park has now, it seems like it's been a resurgence of the culture, a lot of buy-in, a lot of good senior leadership, a lot of good youngsters that are stepping up. And we got the best damn coaches in the land, my guy.
Now, I want to put this out there before we get into the trivia game here. This is something I wrote for the 2015 team's board on our wall of fame in the football building. It's got all the scores listed and all that. And underneath it, each team has a large paragraph I wrote about that season. Here's what's on your season. 2015 was the head coaching debut of Carl Absek. Started the season ranked number 2 and immediately thoroughly crushed number 1 Aledo in the season opener in Baylor's McLean Stadium, promptly moving to number 1 and never relinquishing that top ranking. Win over Rouse in Game 2 was the program's first ever victory while playing as the number 1 ranked team. We'd only played one before and we lost it.
Whoa.
Remember that one?
Stray shot, I'll take it.
No, but I mean, we broadcasted in Abilene and we lost it.
Oh, I thought it was my team. Never mind. We weren't that good. We weren't that good.
All right. First ever win, number 1 ranked team. That beat number 4 Vandegrift. I didn't remember they were ranked that high. Beat number 4 Vandegrift by coming from behind 35-20 with 4:20 left in the half and then going on a 38-3 run over the next 26 minutes.
Wow.
Love that. This was the biggest comeback resulting in a win in Cedar Park history. And the 9:42 that the team spent, 9 minutes, 42 seconds that the team spent trailing in this game, all in the second quarter, was the only time this team was ever behind all season.
Wow.
Ultimately, they beat 5 ranked teams, 4 of them top 10 teams. It was the first unbeaten season in Timberwolf football history. No scores were close, and they played in the state championship game for the 3rd time in 4 years, winning it for the 2nd time. With that title game win, Cedar Park moved ahead of Westlake in state championships, 2-1. Unfortunately, they've passed us again now. The team scored 40 points or more 12 times, 50 or more 6 times. Both single-season program records. Without doubt, this was the greatest Timberwolf football team to date.
Absolutely. As a member of a regional final team, went 13-1. I'll give these boys their flowers. You can't talk mess about a 16-0 undefeated state championship.
All right, we're going to take a short break, and when we return, we're going to play trivia, so stick around, listeners. We're going long tonight, but that's okay. You're listening to Timberwolf Night in America live from Taco Palenque in the heart of Cedar Park right here on the Vype Live Network.
Lindsay Bates has been sharing Cincy and Cedar Park for the past 19 years, connecting with so many of you and filling your lives and homes with fragrance. If it's been a while since you've used Cincy, or if this is your first time hearing about it, Lindsay is ready to help scent your home, car, office, gym bag, and more. Cincy makes it easy to fill every space with scent you'll love. Create moments, spark memories, and turn your house into a home that welcomes everyone in. Cincy with Lindsay Bates, filling homes with fragrance, memories, and Timberwolf pride. Discover your favorite fragrance today at ilovewickless.com. That's ilovewickless.com. Filling your life with fragrance, one scent at a time.
At Raising Cane's, we focus on being the best at one thing and getting it right every time. Which is why every chicken finger meal we serve is marinated, hand-battered, cooked to order, and made just for you. Quality isn't complicated, and our menu is proof.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Introducing Kyle Foppe and broker Topher Rogers, your Move Smart Pros real estate team. Kyle and Topher are Cedar Park residents and local real estate experts. Move Smart helps neighbors get the most from the sale of their home through a smooth transition and help home buyers find their next home at the right price. More than just helping you buy or sell, they help you make smart real estate decisions to achieve your short and long-term goals. Look them up online at MoveSmartPros.com.
Timeout.
All right. Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Welcome to Taco Palenque, where the magic happens at this very moment. And especially for you. We know fresh food simply tastes better. That's why we start cooking your meal at the exact moment you place your order. For us, your order is not just another number. It's as unique and special as you are. Enjoy your meal. Taco Palenque, food in real time.
Welcome back. Episode 4, Timberwolf Night in America for 2025, live from Taco Palenque here in the middle of American suburbia. It's Brad, Josh, and Cecil dealing the cards. Les Clary, our QA here on the Vype Live Network. We've been having a great time tickling all of our memories with members of Cedar Park's second state championship team, the Timberwolves of 2015. Coach Britton is departing. He's got to wake up in 8 hours to help run practice for the current Timberwolves. So we really enjoyed having him here and listen to his perspective. Before we get to trivia time, I've got one thing I want to do, guys. You know, we're glad to have these 4 guys who are with us here. We had 5 call in. There's 9 that got to participate in the show. The team was a lot bigger than that. You know, there were 57 of them. And I want to read through the entire roster here fairly quickly so we can get the names of these guys who haven't been part of the show in the record and get them remembered too. So here we go, just going by number. Max Sexton, William Richter, Hunter Volk, Obina Udoye, Tommy Levine, Jordan Meredith, Elisha Guidry. Well, 4 of those first 7 were on the show. Brendan Salit, I think somebody mentioned him. Kevin Cisneros, Rocky Ferroni, Baxter Robertson, Matthew Lavelle, Sam Castor. A lot of these names have been mentioned. The guys are talking about the year. Colin Kramer, Sam Berry, Jack Grimm, Jewel Russell, Jacob Hines. He almost was able to join us tonight. Couldn't do it. Nico Greenwell, Gunnar Chrisweiser, the interception king. Andrew Lee, Jake Hansen, Drew Robinson, Colin Aguchi. Hayden Craig was here tonight. Jav Guidry, too. Tyler Levine was here tonight. Jonathan Rusnak, Augustine Tambe, Garrett Euro, Mac McCaskill's been mentioned a couple of times. Ryan Franklin. Omar Alzer is running Alzer's Barbecue just about a mile and a half down the road, and he had planned on being here tonight. Couldn't get somebody to sub in for him to manage the store, so we're missing Omar Alzer, linebacker on that team. Colton Kelly, Keegan Nichols, John Michael Hale, we mentioned him too. Thomas Sacco, Jordan Driver, Jacob Chittenden, Jackson Lofton, Jack Merrill was on with us, Dylan Scholl, Eli Dwayne, Nate Slowey, Jonathan Kelly, Schaefer Merrill, Keith Bublitz, Pablo Portea, Joel Gonzalez, Storm Jensen, one of my favorite names, Daniel Rosenthal, Max Williams, Reese Johnson, William Harris Rodriguez, Rodrigo Ruiz Caro, Mauricio de la Garza, and William Lytle. All of those guys were state champions with our guests and I. Just want to make sure that their names got mentioned on a show of this magnitude. So now it's trivia time. We're going to start off with a trivia question for Cecil.
Ooh.
What Cedar Park team holds the record for most yards of total offense in one half?
In one half.
I'm looking at the answer, and it's ridiculous.
I mean, I gotta go with these guys.
Yeah, good idea. It is this one,
Well,
the 2015.
guess a number.
Guess
We need
the
a-
number.
we need to guess.
One half.
1 half. Total offense?
Yeah.
Total offense, 1 half. 450.
It's a good guess. It'd be a great half. They did this to Eastview in the first half of 2015. 502 yards.
Get out of here.
502 yards.
That's crazy.
I'm sure a lot of it was Hayden Craig, I'm sure a lot of it was Tyler Levine and Jack the Knife and our quarterback over here, number one.
502.
That's crazy.
502 that night. And if I had a little more time, I'd dig for that sheet and pull up what these guys did in that one. Okay, on to the big trivia game. Tonight, all of our questions are going to be about the 2015 team and even some of the individuals on that team. Some of those may be guys who are sitting with us right now. So let's get going. Here it is. We're just see how many of these they can come up with answers to, or partial answers to, or close. All right, first one. Who was the highest ranked team you beat in the 6 playoff games in 2015? Played 6 teams. Who was the highest ranked one that we beat? Oh, turn him up.
Oh, sorry.
We're saying Ridge Point.
Ridge Point, that's the semifinals team that we beat. That was Mac with the answer. No, it was Kerrville Tivy. They were ranked number 6. Highest ranked team we saw in the playoffs. Beat them 49-14. All right, second question. Who was the highest ranked team you beat in the regular season?
Yeah, Alito, when we played them.
Alito was
After
number
that
1.
was
You got that one. All right. Alito was number 1. 31-13 was that score. And wasn't one of their scores a pick 6? So they didn't even really do that much to us. That was
you had a touchdown.
That was look who I found.
You had a touchdown.
Yeah, look what I
Jameis
found.
Winston stat.
Yeah, they only got 6 points on the defense. Okay. How many top 10 teams did you beat during the season, the whole season? Bonus points if you can name them. How many top 10 teams did we beat during the season?
We got Alito.
Alito is one of them.
Vandy.
Vandy. Tivy.
Ridge Point's not on there?
Nope, they weren't ranked, actually. They were just on a nice run at the time.
Cinderella team.
Yeah.
Was Vista?
Vista?
Yeah. Vista.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Lone
Alito
Star?
1, Vandergrift 4, Vista Ridge 9, Tivy 6. Combined score 178-53. And, of course, Lone Star, right. You mentioned that. They're number 13. They weren't a top 10 team, though, but they're ranked. All right, number 4. You ran up 50 or more points on 6 teams. Name as many of them as you can. Jack says Marble Falls.
Without hesitation.
60.
Leander. Yeah. Who Reagan? Was Reagan the first?
No, I think Reagan
first
was a
round?
different year. You've named 2 of them that we run up 50 on or more.
Bastrop?
No, not Bastrop. That was
You
a
got
high
50
one, but it
against
didn't reach
Vandy?
50.
Eastview?
Eastview, no. Leander, yes.
Leander.
Yeah, you had Leander before, right?
Dang.
Yes.
Dripping Springs. There we go.
There's
Oh, that was
2
a terrible loss. Oh, that was
the year
awful.
before we lost to Dripping Springs.
Deer
Got
Blind
shut out.
Stadium.
Yeah. Oh, mine too. You got 3 of them.
Man.
Leander, Marble Falls, Dripping Springs. There's 2 more.
I heard Vandergrift say.
You heard Vandergrift? You got 1 more.
Oh, yeah.
We did get 50 against Vandy?
Yeah. 58. Nope.
Not
All right.
Georgetown.
Time's up. Westwood got 56 on that.
Westwood.
Westwood, Dripping Springs, Leander, Vandy, Marble Falls, 50 or more. There were 6 opponents on that 2015 defense that the 2015 defense held to a single-digit point total. Name as many of them as you can.
Leander will start off with them.
Leander is
single-digit scores. That was the.
Wait a minute. Single-digit score. How come I don't have Leander in there? You did beat Leander. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There were 7. I missed one. Leander is one. Yes. Marble Falls.
And that score, 51-3.
51-3. Who?
Lone Star.
22-6.
And Crosby, or not Crosby. Ridgepoint scored a couple times.
Yeah, they did. I think that was they had 14. I think total.
Yeah, it would have been our beginning playoff games more than likely.
Here they all are. Well, with Leander added in. Westwood 56-6, Georgetown 47-7, Marble Falls 51-3, Eastview 59-0, Ed Couch Elsa 42-0, Lone Star 22-6.
That was the rain game. That was awful.
Ed Couch Elsa, wasn't that the game at Alamo Stadium? It was foggy and you couldn't see anything.
It's freezing rain.
Yeah, we couldn't. It was the precipitation was so bad. We couldn't see anything that happened on the far side. You'll run a play and it'd be a pitch to Jack or somebody running to the right side. Well, there he goes off into the gloom. We'll figure out where the refs put the ball and let you know what he did.
The first offensive play of that game, I threw probably a 40-yard post to Tommy Levine for a touchdown because we knew that was the only time the ball was going to be dry in that game.
See, it's a smart team.
Yeah.
All right, question number 6. 29 times in program history has a Cedar Park team rung up 500 yards of total offense or more in one game. This team has 6 of those.
Whoa.
Name as many of those opponents as you can. 6 of them.
Westwood,
565.
Leander
is not on the list.
Vandegrift,
yes, 535.
Is Ed Couch on there?
Ed Couch, no. We couldn't see enough to gain yards.
Ridgepoint?
No.
Tivy,
528.
You said we had 6?
6. You got 3 more to go.
Georgetown,
502.
Westwood, we said Westwood.
Westwood, 565. One more. Already got Georgetown.
Leander, you say that?
Vista Ridge, 529. Leander was just under, actually. All right, that's pretty good. 3,229 yards of total offense in just these 6 games.
God.
The program has had 6 seasons that each produce less total offense than these 6 games.
No, don't look at me, dog. Don't look at me.
Their team's pretty good.
He pointed right at you, dog.
They were actually
No,
the
no,
best team we ever had until 15.
Oh, Brian Hogan, my QB1 forever.
All right, you played 3 day games in 2015, tied with the 2020 team for the most by any Cedar Park team. Can you name the 3 day games?
Lone Star,
State Finals,
Ridgepoint.
noon, Ridgepoint, the week before, 2 p.m., and there's one during the regular season.
Cal Allen? No,
that was like a 6 o'clock start.
Are they all playoffs?
No, this one is a regular season game. A really weird thing that got rescheduled for weather or something.
Eastview.
Halloween. Saturday, Halloween. Yep, 2 o'clock. And I loved that. I think Gupton and you guys look great in bright sunlight. And I love day football. That just looked good. All right, number 8. There are 3 quarterbacks over the years where the team won the only games they ever started. So they've got a quarterback winning percentage of 1,000. But that totals only 6 games between these 3 guys. Among those who started regularly, where does Max Sexton rank, and what was his one-loss record as a starter? Hayden's got the answer.
His one loss was Manville.
He did lose to Manville, but there was another loss.
Oh, midway the following year. I was actually at that game.
Right. Man, he is at the top. A .944 winning percentage spread over 3 seasons. The record 34-2. Yeah, get the applause. His quarterback win total beats Ryder Hernandez by 2 games. Perhaps fittingly, the quarterback who ranks second just under Mac is the only other Cedar Park quarterback to win a state championship, Nate Grin, in 12, an 885 winning percentage and a 23-3 record. So
After
for our
starting
two,
0-2.
Yeah. And so for our two state-winning quarterbacks, their career one-loss record is 57-5.
That's insane.
God, we were spoiled. All right, what's the longest touchdown pass that season? Do you remember that one, touchdown pass thrower?
I feel like we had like a 98 or 97-yard slant.
This is like how the fish gets bigger.
Yeah,
you tell the story.
Yeah. Started out a 38-yard slant.
Yeah. I feel like there was one short route that I threw that someone broke a tackle.
May have been more than one. But actually, the longest touchdown pass that season was 68 yards to Tommy Levine from Baxter Robertson against Eastview. Against Eastview, that day game. All right, number 10. How many players caught passes that season? Name as many of them as you can. Well, we know.
Jack, Hayden, Rocky, Sam Castor, Reese, Tommy, Tyler, Omar.
I don't have Omar listed.
Jav, Daniel, Rosenthal, Sam Berry.
I don't have Rosenthal.
Willie Richter.
Willie Richter's
Will
on there.
Richter, yeah.
I see two that you're missing, right?
Yep. Gary Euro.
There's
Garrett
Garrett Euro.
Euro.
There should be three more.
Yeah, Jordan.
Yes.
Jordan Meredith.
Yes.
Jewel Russell.
Yes.
Dang. Is Kevin on there?
No.
Cisneros?
I think they've gotten everybody.
You might have. I may have miscounted. There are 13. I'll read through them. Tommy Levine, Jack Grimm, Tyler Levine, Rocky Ferroni, Hayden Craig, Will Richter, Sam Castor, Colin Kramer, Garrett Euro, Jav
Colin
Guidry.
Kramer.
Okay. Jav Guidry, Jordan Meredith, Reese Johnson, Jewel Russell.
Colin Kramer must have been a fake punt.
It could have been, yeah. It's something that Carl liked to do a lot. All right, question 11. This is the next to last question. Where are we? Age 16. Not too bad. What was the longest run from scrimmage that season?
I'd say Jav Guidry about 82 yards.
Against who?
Alito.
You got most of that right. It was Jav. It was Alito. It was 90 yards. Yeah, and a touchdown. This is the second longest run from scrimmage in school history. Will Richter had an 80-yard touchdown run against Georgetown that was the 8th longest run ever. Good for him. Last question. This team set the program record for most individuals logging a rushing carry in a single game. How many versus who? And name as many of the players as you can. You're saying Marble Falls? That's not it. Nope.
Eastview.
Eastview. All right. Name as many of them as you can.
Jack Hayden.
Kevin, Jewel, Jack, Hayden.
Tyler. Tommy.
Was Tommy on there?
Omar.
No.
Garrett.
Not Omar. Yes, Garrett.
Jordan Meredith.
Jordan Meredith. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Me.
Baxter.
for sure.
Mac. Right. We're at 9. I thought we had him. Yeah.
Did we get Omar?
No Omar.
No Omar.
Garrett.
Will Richter.
Garrett. Yes. Will Richter.
Yes.
Yes. There's 2 more, and I don't know which 2 they are.
I think they're these two right there.
Okay. All right. Yeah. 2 more.
Jav.
No, it wasn't Jav. You missed it. Oh, yeah. Oh, you already got Jav. Somebody said him early. There's 2 you haven't named. They didn't run a lot.
Drew McDaniel.
Nope.
Jewel Russell.
Nope.
Jordan Meredith.
Nope.
Well, you already got him.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the 2 that you missed.
Reese Johnson.
No. All right, here it is. There's 13 total, and the only 2 you missed was Kevin Cisneros and Jake Hansen. Must have come in late. It's 55-1. And
Yeah. Yeah, third quarter in that game.
Yeah, third quarter was already over on that one. Okay, guys, do you got any last remarks you want to give before we shut this show down? How about you, Mac?
Just a big old thank you. I mean, this is an amazing production that you put on every week. It draws the community together. I mean, I know I tune into it, and it's going to be.
Well, I need you to let me know. I need to give a shout out. I always ask for
Send him
shout
a tweet.
outs.
Send him a tweet.
Shoot me a tweet. Hit me an
Just a big
email.
old thank you, and continue doing what you're doing.
All right, thanks, Mac. Volk?
Just enjoy it while you're here. For those who are playing right now,
Yeah.
Most of you guys probably won't play afterwards, and all of you guys will not play together, the same group that you're in this year. That's kind of what made football special for me, and what I always appreciated about those memories. Getting to see these guys, still hang out with Hayden a decent bit, and catch up with some of them. So just cherish those memories and the discipline that you guys have from this. It carries over into life, and that's one thing that I've probably most taken from football is
All
that
right.
competitiveness and the discipline that I learned.
Thanks, Hunter Volk. Now, Hayden Craig?
Yeah, I mean, I think everything those guys said, but the other thing too is the best compliment I ever got was somebody said that they hope that their kid grows up to be like me, and I attribute a lot of that to Cedar Park football, Cedar Park coaches, Cedar Park baseball too. But yeah, everything you guys are learning right now, playing football, playing baseball at Cedar Park, lifelong lessons. So yeah, just keep doing what you're doing.
Good. And Jack Graham.
Yeah, and just thank you guys so much for having us. It's been amazing to take a trip down memory lane, kind of connect with the team, you guys, and just some of the best times we had, and that season was really amazing.
Us too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And for everyone else on the team now, and just have fun. Honestly, those with your friends. Like Mac Brown said, don't let it be the greatest thing you achieve in life,
Yes.
but have a blast while you do it, and really enjoy the time with your friends.
All right, thanks, fellas. Cecil, you got anything before we leave?
Oh, man, this was a fun one, Brad.
It really was.
That's great.
My
Thank you guys for
favorite of
coming.
the 158 we've done.
Yeah, right. It's pretty awesome. Great to see you guys again. Thanks again for joining us, man. It's awesome that you guys stay in touch with each other and still hang out, man. Man, just wonderful to see you. Thank you.
This was awesome. I think that's why I love doing this so much, is getting jacked with the boys on the field before the game, still doing it. This
He
old
still
dog,
does it.
old dog getting these dudes hyped. But that's it's just so cool to have y'all back and talking about everything. Stay connected. Stay with us. Tune into the games. Let me know when you are so I can give the boy a shout out. Come on. And everybody has to wear their state championship ring tomorrow. All right. Perfect.
And I will remind Brent Britton that he said he would contact you guys, get you to talk to this team, because I think everybody would benefit from that. Yeah.
All that was so good. Every team needs to hear that.
Yeah. All right, no game this week, so no preview to do right here. Once again, the Booster Club sponsors this year: Taco Palenque, Move Smart Pros, Raising Cane's, Army Ant Moving, U-Pack We Plan, Leander Veterinary Clinic, Natalie's Donuts, Clint Horman's All City Real Estate, Smooth Operator RN, Strive Health Services, Tex US Realty, Bush's Chicken, Dr. Mo and the ChiroFit Wellness Center, CPYFA, CTX Sports, Glow Gal Salon, Sensi Independent Consultant and Photographer, Lindsay Bates. That's it for our 4th episode of Timberwolf Night in America for 2025. The Reunion Show. All right, our thanks to our very special guest tonight and to Coach Britton, several of these young men who are Cedar Park's undefeated 2015 state football champions. You just can't say that often enough. Tune in next week when Josh and Cecil and I will host the Linebackers. For our QA, Les Clary, and for my crewmate Cecil Kokenauer, Josh Willard, Brad Cohn signing off. You've been listening to Timberwolf Night in America on the Vype Network.